She offered to run me over with her car, and my husband told her he would let her know when. I really thought I knew what kind of marriage I was living in. We were not perfect, but we were the kind of couple that had made it through long nights, tired mornings, and the daily grind of raising little kids without completely losing sight of each other. My husband worked nights, I held down the house. We had this rhythm that was exhausting, but familiar. I thought if we were struggling, then at least we were struggling on the same team. Then one day I borrowed his phone because mine was acting up. He knew I had it. He handed it to me himself. We have always had an open phone kind of marriage, so I was not sneaking. I was just trying to use a working screen for a minute. And then a message came in from a woman at his job. "Carrie, I'll always be there for you." That was enough to make my stomach turn over. I told myself not to overreact. Maybe I was tired. Maybe it meant nothing. But the tone was too soft, too intimate, too comfortable. So I opened the message chain, just the last couple of days, just enough to see if my gut was wrong. It was not wrong. He had been telling her that I was angry because he got sick. He had been telling her I was depriving him of sleep. He had been turning me into this cruel, unreasonable wife while I was at home trying to keep children fed, changed, soothed, and alive on almost no sleep myself. And then I got to the line that made my hands go cold. She told him that if I was keeping him from sleeping, that was abuse. She told him he should run. Then she joked that she could run me over with her car. And my husband answered that he would let her know when. I cannot even explain the feeling. It was not just jealousy. It was not just anger. It was humiliation. It was realizing that while I was staying up with teething kids, while I was dragging myself through the next morning, while I was still making room in my life for this man, he was off somewhere turning me into a punchline with a woman who had never lived 1 second of my life. I thought about every time he asked me to stay awake so he could talk on the drive home, every time I kept the house moving while he slept, and every morning I got up first with the kids, and somehow I was the one destroying his peace. When he got home, I confronted him right away. There was no dramatic build-up. I was too angry for theatre. I asked him what exactly I was supposed to call those messages. I asked him why another woman felt so comfortable talking about me like that. I asked him how I was depriving him of sleep when I was the one carrying the night and the morning at the same time. He tried to shrink it. It is not a big deal. She does not even know you. It was just locker room talk. Locker room talk. There is something so insulting about being told the betrayal is small while you are still bleeding from it. Because to him, maybe it was just venting. Maybe it was just a joke. But to me, it was him choosing intimacy with someone else over honesty with me. It was him inviting another woman into our marriage and letting her take shots at me for fun. And the worst part is that I could not unsee the pattern after that. I could not stop hearing how easy it had been for him to twist the truth. He was not just tired, he was coddled. He was not neglected, he was supported. He was not some trapped man being tormented by a monster. He was a husband getting sympathy points from another woman while I did the work. So now I am sitting with a question that hurts more than the messages. If this is what he says when he thinks I am not listening, then what kind of marriage was I actually standing inside of? End story. Here is what I think. She was not overreacting. He was not just venting, and that coworker was not just being funny. He handed another woman a distorted version of his wife and let her get comfortable dehumanizing the person who was carrying the home. That kind of disrespect does not happen in one line. It comes from a deeper rot. If he wants to save that marriage, he needs to stop defending the joke and start facing what it revealed about his character. Would you demand immediate no contact with that coworker, or would you start quietly planning your exit? Let me know below.